we're going to rake the mulch out of the bed because we really don't want to incorporate the mulch in the ground.
Okay.
It's not decomposed yet.
Right.
It will decompose on top of the ground, but not yet, and we don't want to incorporate it because we've got some other things that we're going to do.
Okay.
So I'll lightly move this mulch back out of the way.
So the daffodils are gonna be okay with you raking over the top of them?
Sure.
Yeah. They're
These
tough,
tongs
huh?
these tongs are pretty wide. The leaves are pretty small.
Yeah.
And we want to keep them there because we want the sun to give them nutrition for them to produce bulbs and flowers for next year.
Okay. Looks good.
All right.
That's good.
It looks pretty good, but we can improve it with this compost that we're going to put on the ground. This is just compost that we have from around here that's composted. It's nice and rich, loose.
Looks good.
And will be a great addition to our bed. We're going to just take shovelfuls and just evenly distribute it across the bed. Yeah, when you're amending a bed like this, we don't want to put more than about 20% amendment to the bed. It'll incorporate with the bed a lot better. And you don't want to completely grow in the compost because you need the nutrients from the actual dirt in the bed to mix with the compost. Now we're going to incorporate it into the bed by just turning it over. And if you have a tiller, you know, you could till it, but we don't have a tiller. So we're just going to turn it over. And you'll never notice that the compost was there because it's going to mix with everything else that's here. Yeah, as you see, when we're mending this, we're getting some clods of dirt that the compost will help break that up and turn it into some nicer soil. Yeah, that looks good.
All right. It's good.
We'll rake it into a shape.
Okay.
I find I usually use a leaf rake for this. We could use the garden rake,
right?
but I use a leaf rake. It just seems easier to me. And I find clods, and I will do something with those if I need to. But it just seems to shape the bed better than a garden rake. But you could use either one. Now we're going to put some fertilizer down for the new annuals to do well, to get them started. It's a slow release. It won't feed them the entire summer because this only works at about 70 degrees Fahrenheit, and we get up to 90. So
yes, easily.
It'll be gone before the end of the summer, but it'll get them started. And I just sprinkle it.
Yeah, what does your
the
mom
bed.
always say?
My mother
like
says to feed the chickens.
I like to hear it. I do. When I'm at home, I think the same thing.
I'm not throwing it, but this has got a nice shaker on the end of it, which makes it a lot easier.
Oh, the chicken's gonna be well fed. That's good. I like it.
Yeah, you don't want to over fertilize. You just want to give them enough nutrients that, you know, they can be vigorous and grow. All right, now we'll put our mulch back over it. And a lot of people say, why did you plant and then mulch?
Yeah,
well, it's a lot easier to move mulch away and then plant your plant and put the mulch right back than it is to try to get mulch around all these little plants. So,
which is what I was doing before you showed me how to do it. Yeah.
So it's a lot easier
it works.
To mulch and then get them out, get the mulch out of the way to plant the flowers back. All right, we're ready to plant.
Okay.
We are not going to plant in rows this time. We're going to do a little bit of overlapping groupings of plants just to see how they do.
Okay.
And we're going to take a cues from this bed where the outside and the edges tend to stay dry.
Yes.
And so we have gotten some portulaca for that likes it dry and sunny, which it is here, even though this bed does have irrigation in it.
Okay.
So we will see if this does well in the dry areas that are on the edges.
Okay.
Next, we're going to put in marigolds, a swath of marigolds to go around that. And then in the wettest area, we're going to put these Mandevilla These are upright mandevillas. These aren't the vines. These are the upright plants. We'll see how bushy they get and how they look with all of this too.
Okay. What do you think about the colors?
Orange and reds, all the same color, but slight variations.
Yeah.
But there's different textures. There's different growth patterns. This is going to be flat. This is going to be this would be a spiller, a filler, and a thriller. If you're going to do that for a container.
Gotcha.
These would look good in the can, but they'll look good in the bed because they have the same characteristics.
Got it.
And we took into account that these will get fairly big.
Okay.
So we're not going to crowd these plants. We're going to give them room to grow
Okay.
at their mature size.
Are any of those plants considered pollinator plants?
All of these are
Okay.
pollinator plants.
Good. We like the pollinators.
And we got to kind of ignore the daffodils because they will die down and not
Sure.
be there. Okay, so let's go ahead and plant these because they keep falling over in our lovely wind that we don't normally have here. And what we'll do is we'll move the mulch out of the way
All right.
and dig our hole.
Okay. And how deep are we going?
Well, you have to take this out of the container.
Okay.
You see, I'm going to move these roots around a little bit because they're kind of matching the container. I want to stop
so I was
that
gonna ask you,
circling
so they're
plant.
Okay.
And so you want to plant it so the top of the soil is at the soil level that the plant is in the container.
Okay.
So these are fairly big. This is our largest plant.
Yeah.
So we'll have to dig pretty good size hole. There was an earthworm there. He can just
Hang out.
be in the
hang out.
soil around this plant. Next, we're going to go and plant the purslane on the outside and end up with the marigolds on the inside. This is going to get fairly large and it hugs the ground a lot, but it likes sunny and somewhat dry conditions, and that's what the edge and the end of the bed down here is.
Okay.
Again, we'll move the mulch away,
All right.
dig down a hole, and plant it at the same level that it is in the container. Put it at soil level, the soil around it, put the mulch back.
Oh, these are good and watered.
That's good. And we'll have to water this in when we get done because the soil is a little bit drier. Okay, lastly we have our marigolds to plant in between. And we will ignore the daffodil greenery that is trying to get energy for next year's flowers. And we're just going to set these. Now I usually set things out before I plant because I like to see the spacing and see how it's going to look. I don't just plant everything as I go because you might end up with not enough and you've not spaced it correctly according to the size the plants will get. So it's a lot easier to set it out first. Move the daffodil leaves out of the way, the mulch, get down to the bed and plant. Again, don't plant them too deep or too high.
Got it. Got it. All right, Joella.
Yay! Well, that looks good. That's going to be really pretty this year.
Yeah.
Something different instead of straight lines. Something interesting to look at. And we'll go ahead and water them when we get done. And it's supposed to rain in a couple of days, so
Hopefully.
we'll help Mother Nature out by watering it when we need to.
All right, well, that sounds good to me. I can't wait to see what it looks like throughout the season.
I think it'll be good.
All right, thank you, Joella. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.